So much on the line here in Daytona, like the regular season championship battle between Chase Elliott and teammate Kyle Larson, and also last week's winner, Tyler Reddick, as well. There's also the fight just to see who makes the playoffs. Ross Chastain and Bubba Wallace are separated by just 1 point. For the cut line drivers, the pressure doesn't get any more intense than it does tonight, with 400 miles of side-by-side racing at over 190 miles an hour.
Here to offer tonight's invocation, please welcome Advent Health Chaplain Mac Vendome.
Dear God, as we are gathered here this evening to celebrate these gentlemen, shake and bake like Ricky Bobby, help us to remember we also have a race that we must run. Help us to also shake and bake. Stress, some days depressed. Help us to remember we are blessed, we must shake and bake. Heartache, heartbreak, you have used it all for our breakthrough. Help us to shake and bake. And on the days where it's hard to get up out of bed, help us to remember those famous and faithful words. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. For your glory, by your grace. In Jesus' name I pray, and all of God's children said, amen.
Daytona, this is a moment you have been waiting for. Please welcome the Petty family, Richard, Kyle, Richie, Timmy, and Mark.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
There is so much on the line here. It's time to bring the action at Daytona International Speedway. Under the lights, there is no better place to shine. Whose night will it be over the next 160 laps? Let's go here in Daytona. Best ever start at this track for the guy third down on the low line, Josh Berry, as Michael McDowell will lead this field into one. Larson yet to notch up a top 5 here. And he said, you know what? I think it's soon. I think it's close. I'm getting better and better at these tracks. Berry on the inside of Logano. It's 3 wide with McDowell on the high line.
Logano's experience showed he wanted to go to the bottom, just didn't have the confidence because he wasn't clear. Being stuck in the middle was not optimal, but it was his only option.
9 laps left in this opening stage of the Coke Zero Sugar 400, and it's 3 across the back stretch. Josh Berry down on that low line, Brad Keselowski, Austin Cindric. It's a very Ford-heavy top 10 with just a few Chevys thrown in there. Lead Toyota is Bubba Wallace back in 12th position.
Cindric just took the lead, and when he did, the whole track was wide open. He could have gone all the way to the bottom. A little bit of contact in the wall with Cindric off of 4.
Yeah, and Lee, the last 2 months, they've really flexed their muscle on the 12 team and showed that they could go back-to-back for championships. But right now, Ryan frustrated with the car he has under him. Take a listen to what he told his team.
My car is still f***ing slow. I can't get to it. Tight, slow, stuck.
This has been a really clever and sophisticated opening stage from Wallace and Buescher, as they've just very carefully worked their way forward. And now look at Buescher pushing Berry in the 4. Final lap of stage 1.
Pushes him out and jumps to the high side, but no help for the 17. The 4 likes this, but he doesn't want to get too far out. There'll be one more run coming off the nose of this too. A big push coming to the 17.
Buescher had to put a big block.
Josh Berry wins stage 1, and he has been at the front ever since the start. And how cool is that? His first ever stage win, and he does it at the World Center of Racing. And that's Trackhouse's Daniel Suarez standing on the wrong side of the pit wall, because it was a pretty scary moment in his Coca-Cola Zero Chevrolet. Take a look at this.
This is the 99 returning to pit road after his original pit stop. and the car erupts into flames. On his pit stop, there was some fire during the pit stop, but we have seen that before where a spark will catch a little bit of excess fuel on fire, but this is much more severe than that. I don't know if fuel got spilled into the trunk area and it caught on fire, but as he got closer and closer to pit road, you see just how severe the fire gets.
Yeah, Daniel Suarez, he is watching a replay from their pit cam. There's a cam that hangs over top of their pit. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like everything's clean so far on the stop, and then the 99's waiting on gas. The 11 goes to leave. A little bit of fuel on the ground right here, and then it looks to be right there. A backfire out the pipes of the 11 ignites the fuel on the ground. It chases forward and into the trunk of the 99.
What a win would do for him tonight. Incredible. And he fits into that category. Oh, and here we go. Chastain's involved. Noah Gragson, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson.
Such a calm point in the race. It was too wide or single file, and all of a sudden chaos.
We're still rolling. We're still rolling, but we got damage. Bring it right.
Look at Noah Gragson. Bowman's involved. Truex gets going again. Ty Gibbs in the 54. And Corey LaJoie, who was having such a great run.
He's stuck. All the tires are down.
Hamlin.
Oh, Noah. No, I don't know if Noah's getting pushed and lost control. Then he goes to the left. That's what it looked like to me. He just immediately shot to the left. Here you go, being a big pushback from Corey right here. Shoves him to the left. He has to correct it. Then he comes back across the racetrack in front of Corey. So let's watch it again. So the 7 of Corey LaJoie, he gets to the 10. Push there is fine, but now there's nowhere for him to go. And when he pushed him, he got into the right rear quarter panel, the car underneath him. He had to turn back to the right.
The Coke Zero Sugar 400 has ended prematurely for Kaulig Racing's Shane Van Gisbergen. Check this out. There were multiple incidents happening at the one time. Martin Truex Jr. with a flat front left, Eric Jones, and the plume of smoke is SVG in the middle.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Fortunately, Jones was able to catch that car. He wasn't in the corner when that right front went down, and everybody was able to get around him.
Well, the flat is obvious very early for the 43. Everyone behind does a nice job of kind of getting around him. I'm not sure what happened. It's crazy to think that that flat tire and the expired engine are connected, but the timing says the opposite.
And it was all happening 1, 2, 3 because Truex was way behind just coming off turn 2. He was experiencing that flat, and then this is Van Gisbergen bringing it back to pit road.
Yeah, that fire is out of the pipes. Clearly from the engine failure. Oh, Keselowski tried to put a block on Logano, knew he couldn't do it, backed out of it. That was a smart move.
Even so, though, the loss of momentum is going to really hurt the inside lane.
And these two have worked together beautifully. The Team Penske teammates, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, they've been together as much as McDowell and Gilliland and as much as Chris Buescher and Brad Keselowski. Can Blaney push Logano to a stage win? It sure looks that way. He pops down on the inside. Keselowski's looking on the high line. Blaney goes low in front of Larson. And now Logano drops to that high side. To the line, the two Team Penske cars, and it's going to be Joey Logano winning the second stage. Lights are out on the Toyota Camry pace car. Let's go. And have a listen. Stage 3, let's do it.
Here it down. Okay, like, all roll. Quarter. Bottom pillow. Still 2x2. Half and half. 22 still with us. Still 2x2. Got the stick. Still half. Half off 2. 3/4, 3/4. Bumper. Right on. Still 2x2.
Thanks to Brandon Benesh and RCR for letting us inside their world as Michael McDowell leads the field down the backstretch into 3. McDowell is doing a beautiful job covering, whether it's low or high. And Cindric's getting pushed. Here comes Haley. Haley goes to that low line and gets pushed to the front immediately.
That was as aggressive of a block as you can pull right there. He used it to get the lead, but the push from the 22 to the 2, Haley judged that and missed being wrecked by inches.
Let's take another look at Justin Haley's move, Jeff. This got your attention.
It did, because there was a big move on the inside with Cindric and Logano. I mean, that was as close as it gets.
Ooh. Michael Jordan's reaction to that move. Oh, wow.
I wonder how a man that wants the ball at the end of every game does as a spectator, as an owner.
Yeah.
You'll see the drivers down the back straightaway. You'll see hands out the windows when they're going to pit the next time by. You just got to give as much notice as possible.
Yeah, it does you no good to get run over coming to pit road.
Whoa, here we go. John Hunter Nemechek goes for a wild ride, trying to get down to that low side and had contact with Haley. It's over on the back section, heading towards what was known as the bus stop, the Le Mans chicane as it's called now. And look at that. That once upon a time, to Jeff's point, was grass. Thankfully now it's all asphalt, and John Hunter Nemechek does not roll. Just slides.
Watch some contact from the 5. Boom. That shoots him into the 51, and around he goes.
All right, pit road is about to get very entertaining and very busy, and that's where we find our Marty Snyder. Kick it off, mate.
Lee Kyle Larson has driven a terrific race tonight. They're going to need a little less than 3 seconds of fuel. Cliff Daniels said, wait on me to go, Parker.
Austin Cindric pits for second place. It's going to be a 3 count of fuel. No Goodyear tires for him. Very happy with that car, Dave.
Kyle Busch got to the lead. Can he keep it? Fuel only here. No Goodyear tires on the car. There he goes.
And look at this crazy race off pit road. Austin Cindric gained 1. Brad Keselowski gained 4. Lights are off. Toyota Camry is off the racing surface. Let's get ready to go. 16 laps left in the Coke Zero Sugar 400, and away we go. Keselowski and Cindric.
All the shoving, all the pushing that we've seen so far is going to be nothing compared to what we're going to see in the next 16 laps.
There's a penalty to Brad Keselowski. The night has gone away from the RFK man.
And remember the rule. The control car, he has to leave first in the restart zone. The 2, he was the leader of the race, so he has to launch first. Brad Keselowski clearly gets the launch.
I definitely went after him. He got hit by the 5 and spun the tires. Yep, they're gonna, hopefully they look at that.
So the defense is that, hey, it looks like I'm accelerating because I am, but that doesn't mean that the 2 isn't on the gas. See, right. Brad can hear that. He hears the 2 accelerate, so he goes, he's claiming the 5 hits and spins the rear tires. 6, hand out the window. I think he's decided now he has the service penalty. He does. He moves left. Now it's racing at the front.
Wallace now 18 behind on the playoff points standings. Can he push his way further forward over these closing 8 laps coming up?
Oh, they got together in 3.
Whoa! McDowell goes up high. Larson is in it. Reddick's in it. Logano, Wallace, Haley.
That all started in turn 3. Cindric tried to lift to prevent it from happening, but he did not lift quick enough.
McDowell went for a wild ride. Let's have a listen to his radio.
That was uncalled for. Wow, super uncalled for. Yeah, I don't get it at all.
Watch the 2 car. All this was off of turn 4. All right, so now they're going down the front straightaway. Watch the pipes on the 2 car. He sees it starting to happen. McDowell pulls up in front of him. A push from Barry. Tries to get to the outside, lifts right there, and still contact. And then look at this.
Whoa. And Michael McDowell, who knows what it's like to have a massive crash at a high-speed track, got away with that one.
See the fire come out of the pipes of the 2-car? He was being pushed by the 4. He knew he had too much speed. He was doing all he could to prevent it, but it just could not get it slowed down. Who's going to try to make it 3 wide? Whoa!
Whoa! Berry's gone, and he goes up and over. Huge hit for Josh Berry. Eric Jones is involved. There's Austin Cindric. That was wild. There we go. Now the AMR safety team content, and there's Josh. There we go. There's the thumbs up.
Contact. The 2 was getting pushed, and as soon as that car was pushing him, got turned around and went. This is what scared me, because Josh is hanging on his belts. He's not in his seat. He's hanging on his belt and has that frontal impact. So here's the push from behind, and then it moved the 2-car up. And again, pushing gone wrong.
What a violent hit.
23-year-old Harrison Burton on the left of your screen, up against the 2-time champion, 63-time winner in Cup Series competition, Kyle Busch. We go into overtime, presented by Credit One Bank. Let's go. Is it going to be somebody with a win already this season, or is there going to be a fresh winner race their way into the playoffs? Kyle Busch leads the way. He has not won since 2023 and is desperate for a win. He's coming off one of his best results of the season last weekend in Michigan, but he's being pushed by Christopher Bell. A little bit of space, a little bit of room. Harrison Burton's not out of it. Cody Ware's not out of it. And Parker Retzlaff is having the moment of his racing life, being at the front of this field. 1 to go here in Daytona.
Nemechek made it 3 wide in that second lane, that second line, and that has killed the momentum.
You've got to go back a long, long way for Kyle Busch. 2008. The last time he won here at Daytona, and now he is tantalizingly close to that victory. But here comes Harrison Burton for the Wood Brothers. He's being pushed by Parker Retzlaff, and the 23-year-old from Huntersville, North Carolina, is at the front of this field and may race his way into the playoffs. Busch goes low, Burton blocks, he gets back up, comes to the line. Jeff, you little boy, has done it! Harrison Burton wins in Daytona and does what his uncle and dad did! How about that? At a time when he doesn't have a ride in Cup next year, he wins at the World Center of Racing. What a great night for the Burton family here at Daytona. What do you say, Dad?
Hell, I can't talk.
Nor can your wife. What a magical moment. It's the Wood Brothers 100th win. It's Harrison Burton's first in Cup. All right, you need to call your boy. Get him on the line.
Harrison is... Dad, what's up?
Yo! That was awesome. Holy shit. Let's go.
Get out of here, Jeff. Go be with your son and Kim and celebrate. What a beautiful night.
Not only the 100th win for the Wood Brothers, #1 for you, Harrison Burton. Welcome to the playoffs for you personally. What does this mean?
I don't know. I cried the whole victory lap. Obviously, got fired from this job, and I wanted to do everything for the Wood Brothers that I could. They've given me an amazing opportunity in life, and to get them 100 on my way out is amazing. We're in the playoffs now. Let's go to Darlington and see what happens.
So I want to talk to you about this team who could have easily given up once the ride changed and they knew Josh Berry was getting in this car, but they never gave up on you. What was the point of how they were able to rally around you?
It's amazing. It's been the hardest 3 years of my life, obviously the hardest 3 years for some of these guys' lives. And to win the way that we just did, to beat the best in the business, Kyle Busch across the line, it's pretty fantastic. So I made a bet with Jeremy, my crew chief, that if we won, we're staying here and driving home. So we'll be at a bar somewhere. Come find us, and we're going to celebrate this one.
Who are we going to have to calm down more, your mom or your dad?
My mom. My dad was pretty calm on the radio. My fiance Jenna and my mom are both crying. And all those people have been with me in the worst days of my life and the best days. And good to get Dex Imaging and Victor Lane and get them another best day.
It is a terrific day for the Wood Brothers, but Lee, I think you said it best. What a night for the Burton family. Harrison Burton now in the playoffs for the win at Daytona.